to these aerials and varials, and I don't think this board is strong enough to carry two. She said,
from one Blue Jays way in Toronto, welcome to Rogers Center. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs. Okay, Singy, we get to see the best hitter in the league in this one.
Yeah, one of the toughest outs in baseball. No simple formula, but opposing pitchers have to just continue to try and work around the zone. This guy takes advantage of every mistake you make.
First pitch coming your way next. So just about set now. And today's starting pitcher, Justin Steele. What do you have on him, Chris?
Leading off tonight.
Well, he comes at hitters with a 5-pitch mix, so for him, it's always interesting to see how he utilizes those weapons. He may lean on 1 or 2 pitches depending on how things are going and how things are working, but if he can control 4 or even 5 of those offerings, look out, hitters. It's going to be a tough day. He's really going to be able to keep those guys off balance.
Shohei Ohtani leading things off and takes a strike.
640.
There's the strike.
Oh, this guy is so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat. If he's not ready to pull the trigger, he's not worried if he gets to an 0-2 count.
And ball 1.
Pretty standard high 0-2 fastball right there. If you're smart, you'll look for something down in the zone, but not too far. You want to chase that breaking ball in the dirt.
Finds his way through, base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Batting second, the shortstop.
Now it's Mookie Betts. This guy is one of the best athletes in the sport. Move over to first, trying to keep him close. Steele, a former All-Star, 29 years old, and he was a 5th-round pick back in 2014. Right through there for a strike.
0-1.
And the 0-1. Now a high fly ball out to left center. Mays under it. Makes the catch for the out. And there's 1 down. Here's the Dodgers lineup now. This is a veteran-led lineup right here. A lot of players with plenty of experience, Singy.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Boog. These players have been around the game for a long time, and they may not have the flash that they once did, but they've got the wisdom to be able to understand different situations, be able to think with the opponent and sometimes in front of the opponent. And you always seem to see a team like this. They come to the ballpark, they know how to get down to business, and they understand what the job is at hand.
That's in there. And the count even 1-1.
The Babe is one of those guys with a larger-than-life personality, Boog, and that's something you see from him on and off the field. He's certainly one of the most recognizable figures in the history of sports.
Swing and a high fly ball in the air left field. Suzuki going back on it. It's gone over the left field wall. And they grab the lead. It's 2-0.
Boog, his plan was to hit the ball hard, and he was going to figure out the rest later. You can't argue with those results. That's the exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to bottle that type of approach.
It's Aaron Judge now. And that's in for a strike. And the 0-2. Now one miss. On the ground, right side. Over to first. Judge out on the play.
Good sinker low in the zone right there and produced exactly what he was looking for. Ball on the ground. Nice ground out.
2 outs, base is empty. And here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. That one's in there, and that's strike one.
Oh. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Fly ball, pretty well struck right field. That's back and gone. A solo shot. It's their second home run of the inning, and they boost their lead.
Freddie has such a smooth swing. He makes these home runs look so effortless. When you're working with this kind of velocity, so critical that you move the ball around, work quickly, and make sure that you keep that hitter off balance. Clearly not fooled by the location or the velocity. He was all over that fastball.
And now Jackie Robinson. And that's in there at the knees for a strike. And that one's a little bit low. And that is ball one. Foul ball.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just having a hard time catching up.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
On the ground to third. Toss to Turner. They get the out on Robinson. Back here at Rogers Center. Starting on the mound in this one, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Chris, what should we keep an eye on here with him?
Well, the hammer is in effect, and he sets it up so nicely because of the velocity on the fastball. Will elevate that and then break you off when he's ahead in the count. What I love about him, you get into the later innings of the ball game, and the velocity seems to go up.
Nico Horner, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
Hit in the air, center field. Edman in position. And out number one on the grab. Time now for the Chicago Cubs lineup. Already they find themselves down 3 runs in this game, so there's work to be done.
Yeah, you want to see them come out with a little urgency here. You don't have to score all 3 runs, but put something up on the board. And that'll make you feel a little bit better about your opportunities. But if you're looking at that 3-run lead and saying we've got to get it right now, you can put yourself up against a wall and not have really good at bats. So just trust the process. Trust that your pitcher can hold them right there. These players can find themselves back in this ball game.
Just missed. That one drifts inside. Just a few pitches in, but not very sharp on the mound in the home half of the first.
But when you can score some runs for your pitcher in that first inning, you really want him to come out and shut that other team down so you guys can get back in the dugout and swing the bats. You've obviously got some hot sticks in the early part of this one.
That one lined into left field, and that's base hit.
Well, I'm not saying that play was easy, but it was harder than it needed to be thanks to the bad jump. Those small moments can be costly.
Willie Mays digging in now. Hitless yesterday as they only pushed across 1 run. He swings and fouls one off.
It's great watching Yamamoto pitch in Major League Baseball, but he played against MLB talent before he signed with the Dodgers. He was a standout at the Tokyo.
Birdie runs in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher, and he steals second base without a throw. called a strike. Up the middle. Dives, but it kicks off his glove.
Batting for the right fielder.
And here is Sosa to the plate.
He might want to steal second in this spot, but he's dealing with a catcher that has one of the best pop times in the game. He needs to pick his spot very wisely.
And the first pitch misses for ball one. Kicks and fires.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Runners at the corners, one away. Here in the second and final game of the series. And a foul ball makes the count 2-1. Gets him to chase after that one.
Well, in this situation with a runner on first, less than 2 outs, some say, hey, get the ground ball, double play with 2 strikes. Some people say get the strikeout. I think you just execute your pitch, make the best pitch you possibly can, and let the result be whatever it's going to be.
Struck him out looking.
You know, splitters aren't thrown by a ton of pitchers, and one of the main reasons is that they're difficult to control. And not many guys can spot them consistently where they want to, but he's one of those exceptions. He's found a way to corral a split, and he can place it on a dime just like he did right there.
Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. That one back. Gone! He muscles that one out the opposite way. It's 3-3. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. That's an impressive swing of the bat to go over the wall to the opposite field gap. And you know, there are a lot of guys that just don't have the pop to do that, and probably just as many who don't have the approach either. He let that ball travel, and he got great extension on the follow-through to drive it out of here.
And now, Joe Mauer. And a curve is down and in. Now he breaks his bat. Muncy brings it in for the third out. Back now in Toronto. Tommy Edman at the plate. We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the most. That's a base hit. And a good start to the inning.
Batting eighth, the catcher,
Will Smith to the plate. And first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
Well, he gets to balls that get by most people at that position. Just really impressive because there are certain times the ball comes off the bat, automatically that team that hit it thinks that they've got a base hit, or they may have extra bases, and he just takes it away.
Right through there for a strike. Swings and misses. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike 3.
Been a pretty rough start to this series for him at the plate. 3 strikeouts in the first game yesterday. Another one right there. They've clearly got a great plan for how to deal with this guy right now.
Max Muncy now in the box. Comes up empty with a swing there. dive, and he's got it. To his knee, the throw. There's one. Double play. What a twin killing to end the inning. No runs, one hit, no errors, and no one left. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. All tied up at 3 apiece. Bottom half of inning number 2. Now the left fielder.
Well, here's a fun fact for you, Boog. Suzuki is the first Japanese-born player to homer in 3 consecutive plate appearances in the majors. Feel free to use that note in your next Cubs broadcast, buddy.
And that is in there for a strike. I believe that's the split. Check swing, and he went. No balls, 2 strikes. Curve in the dirt. Singy wasn't very sharp in the first, got hit around a little bit, just wasn't able to locate particularly well. A lot of stuff at the fat part of the plate.
Yeah, Boog, he wasn't fooling anyone. It's a tough place to be because it's not always obvious what adjustments need to be made. Sometimes it's locations.
Oh, that drilled it. Gets it there in time, though, and they get it out of the play. Catcher coming out to check on him. It looked like it got him on his back leg. So you wonder if that might be a problem for him in terms of pushing off the rubber.
Yeah, it's a great point, and we'll have to see how he looks. But to me, it appears he's moving pretty well. I think it's just going to sting for a while, but hopefully nothing more.
So now Turner in on that right side. 1 run batted in yesterday. Their only run of the game. And there's a base hit to left. So a man aboard now with 1 away. And here comes Dansby Swanson. Hitless last night, and they only scored 1 run. In there at the knees, strike 1. Turner at first, 1 gone. Late that time, and it's strike 2.
Larry Bullard making the calls behind the plate for us in this one. Pretty good strike zone. Well reviewed by those we talked to around the league.
Yeah, he's an umpire. He doesn't get a lot of looks from players, maybe here and there once in a while, but he's appreciated back there.
Well, take a look at the 3-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Nico Horner will come up to hit. First offering misses badly for ball 1. And another ball.
Well, usually a high level of confidence when you're facing a young pitcher out there on the mound. In this situation, ahead 2-0, he's put himself in a really good spot.
That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. On the ground to third. The throw to first, and the inning is over. 1 left for the Cubs. Score remains tied at 3. On to the 3rd inning. Here's Shohei Ohtani. Pretty amazing athlete this guy is. Power and speed, quite a threat. I mean, you're talking about someone that could steal you a bag and go deep. Bo Jackson, anyone? First pitch doesn't find the zone.
When you have a real athletic player and who's able to do the baseball mechanical things really well, look out, because the sky's the limit on that potential.
Swing and a base hit. So a man on base to start the inning. Mookie Betts will make his way to the plate. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. Right through there for a strike.
You know, these Dodgers doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. And here's a stat for you, Boo. They're making contact with more than 85% of the pitches that they're swinging at. It's pretty special stuff. Not so good if you're out there on the mound.
Sets him down on strikes. That was pretty nasty.
Well, I think that's a case of overthinking right there. He got 3 straight fastballs looking in the 0-2 count just to pour it back.
And at the plate for the Dodgers, Babe Ruth. He's already homered here in this one. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Pulls it down, and there's 2 gone.
The left fielder, number 99, Aaron Judge.
Now it's Aaron Judge up to the plate. Grounded out his first time. Shohei on the go. Strike in there. Throw, save. That's a stolen base.
Well, that steal right there is wanting to take advantage of having a really good hitter at the plate. Now they've got a much better shot at bringing home a 2-out RBI.
Judge waits. And Judge spoils that one.
If you're going to be a championship type of ball club, you've got to hit with runners in scoring position. And after last night's struggles, I'm sure this team is chomping at the bit to have this kind of opportunity here early in this game.
Struck him out swinging. On to first. Judge out on the play. Third out, and that ends the frame. So the Dodgers leave one. So no change in the score. And we're back. John Birdie at the plate. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. Yamamoto back to work. That misses the zone. 1-0.
Boog, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths. Well, he's back out here for the third, and after the first couple of innings, pretty rough. I think the skipper is looking for him to give him a little bit of length, see if he can save the bullpen some.
Next offering misses down and away. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. In the air out towards right center. Ohtani hauls it in, and there's one away.
The center fielder, number 24,
Willie Mays will hit next.
Hey.
Reached on an infield single his first time. And a foul ball.
You can talk metrics and all that stuff, but no matter what, I think Willie Mays is the greatest defensive center fielder the game's ever seen.
And that one is in the dirt. And the count is 1-1.
And just to touch on Mays' defensive ability, there isn't a ball he couldn't get to or a throw he couldn't make. He was an artist out there in the outfield.
Swing and a miss as he was late that time. And Singy, if you factor in Mays' 660 career homers and the .301 batting average on top of his defense, we might just be looking at the greatest all-around player in Major League history.
Still able to come through behind in the count right there. Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Sammy Sosa now at the plate. He's 0 for 1. Throw to first. Mays back in on a dive.
If it were an average catcher behind the plate, I'd say take second base, but this isn't a catcher you want to run on. His quick release is unreal.
Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. And that gives him a lead. It's 5-3. One pitch, one swing, one home run.
Yeah, you can say that's efficiency right there. Didn't need much time in the box to make an impact. That slider on the outside part of the plate is typically hit the other way, but to be able to get to it, pull the baseball, and get it up in the air for a home run, I'm just really impressed.
Base is empty, one away. It appears Dave Roberts is going to dig into his bullpen as he comes.
Now pitching for
Shintaro Fujinami into the game.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
And a foul ball. Fujinami ready to fire now. Swing and a pop-up. Foul and a play off to the right side. That'll find the stands. One down, base is empty. In the dirt. 1-2 to count. And that's a strikeout looking. That was pretty nasty.
No, just a beautiful fastball on the inside corner for that backwards K right there. I think the hitter saw it all the way coming from that opposite arm angle. So I got to think he was looking away and just got locked up by the hard stuff pouring in on his hands.
Two down, base is empty. Here's the catcher, Joe Mauer. That one pushed foul. Two outs, base is empty. And that one is downstairs. And that's ball one. On the ground, right side. Robinson in plenty of time to first. That's the third out. And welcome back to the ballpark. John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the fourth, Freddie Freeman. That's in there. That's strike one.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot.
Headed towards the corner. And that is a foul ball. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. And there's a ball.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's some times where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
Next to hit, Jackie Robinson. First time up, he grounded to third.
You know, you hear about a lot of guys who are 2 or 3 sports stars in college. Jackie Robinson, a 4-sport star. He was a Division I standout in baseball, basketball, football, and track.
Slice down the right side. And I think we can all be thankful that Jackie chose to pursue baseball. As great a football or basketball player as he might have been, it couldn't have matched his achievements on the diamond. 1 down, base is empty. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the frame, and that's now 3 in a row.
Yeah, he's really settling in and getting a feel for his pitches, throwing them where he wants to right now. So we'll see how long he can keep this streak going.
Hit hard on the ground to short. Fires over to first, and they get Edman for the out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here. They're still down 5-3. Bottom 4, so up now for Chicago, Seiya Suzuki. Fujinami measures 6 feet 6 inches, 180 pounds, and he was born in Japan.
Ball inside.
And that one is lifted in the air. Puts it away for the out.
Up next for the Cubs, the first baseman, Justin.
Here's JT at the dish. 1 for 1 with a single so far. First pitch misses. Gets under it and pops it up. Robinson. And he makes the catch. And there are 2 outs.
That was a good pitch to hit right down the heart of the plate. Had pretty good timing on it. Just got underneath it a little bit and popped it up.
And now it's Dansby Swanson.
3-pitch strikeout last time up. Got to put up more of a fight in this one.
That one outside. Ball 1.
1 ball, no strike. Nope, all 2.
Well, he looks more focused at the plate and working the count after that first at-bat strikeout.
2 down, nobody on. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. This one popped up right side. Robinson. And that is that. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. And it remains 5-3. Back here at Rogers Center, we go to the top of the 5th. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Will Smith. Swing, and this one's bounced on the ground. That's to third, and that's a fair ball. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly.
Now batting, the third baseman.
Just found a way to slap that ball down the third baseline. That's really excellent back control, and it kind of goes back to all those drills you see hitters do off the tee where it's placed in different spots. That was just nice.
Here comes Max Muncy. In the air, right side of the infield. Turner gets under it. Makes the catch, and there's 1 gone.
Now batting, the right fielder, Shohei Ohtani.
Back to the top of the Dodgers order. Shohei Ohtani steps to the plate for the Dodgers. He's 2 for 2. On the ground right side. 4, 6, 3, and he beats it. Good hustle, and the inning continues. And now it's Mookie Betts.
shortstop.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
Snap throw to first. Ohtani back in.
On the mound, he had a little trouble back in the first, but it's been a different story the rest of the way. Really settled into this outing nicely.
And there's a foul ball. Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. Throw in holds the lead runner at second. 2 on now with 2 away.
Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
And a dangerous hitter coming to the plate. Ruth, the next to hit. He's already homered in this game. Ball 1, no strikes. Two on, 2 outs. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. Swung on, belted. Sosa on the move, racing back. He brought it back. So they strand a pair. Last half of the 5th coming up. It's the Cubs 5 and the Dodgers 3. Back now in Toronto. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Here's the Cubs leadoff man, Nico Horner. Yeah, that's fouled off.
You know, these Cubs putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. It looked to me like they really wanted to get to the starter early, get him out of the game before he settles in. So I'd say mission accomplished.
And that's downstairs. And the count 1 and 2. And that's in the dirt. And it remains 2 and 2. Fights it off. He'll see another.
Look out. That ball was smoked. Man, I am so relieved that they have this netting down the lines. Just ensures safety for the fans. Last thing as a player, you want to look up and see a fan get hit.
High fly ball, right field. Ohtani brings it in, and there's one down.
The third baseman, number 5.
Now here is John Birdie, 1 for 2. There's a strike. 1 out, base is empty. Shortened the bunt and missed it. And the count is 0 and 2. Right through there, got him. And there's 2 away.
No, just couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball right there, and I don't think he was taking it, thinking it might be a called ball or anything. I just think he was flat out frozen. Did not expect that location, in my opinion.
Mays, the next to hit, takes outside. And that skips into dirt. Hammers that one deep left field and forget it. A gigantic blast. His first homer of the year, and they add to their lead. It's 6-3. That's their third home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot. Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. Absolutely blasted out of his ballpark.
Base is empty with 2 away. Now it's the right fielder, Sammy Sosa. And that one clips the corner.
0-1.
2 down, base is empty, but 1 run across. Last half of inning number 5. That one misses, and 1-1.
1-1.
In the air, left field, down the line, and that's a foul ball. Two outs. Ground ball right side. Gets to it with a slide. Throw to first, and that's a nice play to end the inning. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. And they've doubled up now. It's 6-3. 6th inning coming up on MLB The Show's Game of the Week. Welcome back as we take a look at how today's starting pitchers have fared so far. Steele back to work. Missed with a changeup, and it's 1-0.
Well, Boog, after watching the first inning of this one, you would not have expected that this pitcher would be in such a groove and still in the ball game at this point.
Next offering is in for a strike.
He's been able to go inside as well as outside, effectively working both sides of the plate in this at bat.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. No trouble here, puts it away for the out. And there's 1 away.
Now batting, the first baseman, Freddie.
Here is Freddie Freeman.
Well, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through 1 more inning, anything after that, a hitter or 2 is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line. Pretty frugal guy. He is very efficient with the pitch count in this one.
And a strike.
Well, he's gotten ahead with 2 pitches down in the zone. He has plenty of options right here. He can go up, he can go away, he can add velocity, he can subtract.
Out to center. Mays has it sized up. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And there are 2 down.
Now batting, the second baseman,
Jackie Robinson steps to the plate for the Dodgers. 0 for 2 in this one. Swings and hits one in the air out towards right field. That gets down for a hit. And that keeps the inning going.
First pitch swing in, went up there with a plan to be aggressive. High fastball, even a little above the zone, but such a good job of staying tall on the backside, getting that barrel there to meet it just in time. I tell you what, it's not easy to do.
Man at first. Here's a switch hitter, Tommy Edman. Fastball is outside.
1-0.
Fly ball to right. Sosa drops into the glove, and that'll do it. 1 left for LA, and they're still doubled up. And we're back. Well, we go by. New pitcher for the Dodgers, number 86. On for his major league debut and a moment he will never forget.
Better believe that. It's always so special the first time you get into a big league ball game. I did it as a position player, but for him as a pitcher, I'm sure there's some nerves there. Probably don't want to squeeze the baseball too tight. Just relax and do what you're capable of doing.
Just missed.
2-0 count to a guy like this at the plate. You've got to throw a pitcher's pitch. Don't just try to get a strike. He could make you pay.
And the slider just misses. So definitely a little wild right out of the gate.
Well, it could be a little tough coming from the bullpen mound to this mound, but you've got to find a way to get ahead in the count quickly. He hasn't. We'll see how this at bat turns out.
One more time.
And that drops in for a strike.
That big curve inside's a pitch that can buckle you a little bit. Looks like a fastball out of hand and then just drops over that inside part of the plate.
Breaking ball in there, got him looking. One away, bottom of the sixth.
Oh, you know that's got to be very frustrating for this guy. He knows the strike zone extremely well, and you know what? Good hitters are not going to compromise. He'll take that punch out, but ultimately stick with his plan and have more success than anything else.
And up next for Chicago, Joe Mauer. There's a strike.
No ball. One strike.
Base is empty, one away here in the bottom of the sixth. And it's fouled away. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
Very strong coming out of the pen so far as he punches out the first 2 batters he's faced in this one, getting straight to work. Man, it's talked about a lot, but relievers are just so electric these days. These aren't fun at bats if you're a hitter. I'm so glad I'm retired.
Line drive, base hit. Joey gets on base and keeps it going. Here's Justin Turner. Move to first. Ow! They got him, and that will end the inning.
Now pitching.
Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Porter Hodge. And up to the plate is Will Smith.
The catcher, Will Smith.
That one finds the zone, and the count is 0-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
A defensive swing right there. Some cheese on the inside part of the plate. Bet the hands are still stinging after that one.
On the ground. Whips it to first on the run. Pretty nice play there. Here's Max Muncy. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. The sliding play it short. Nicely done for the out.
Just so impressed with the movement on that play. Footwork was excellent. The arm strength was there. And, of course, the most important part was getting the out.
Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. And the first pitch misses for ball one.
Ball. No strike. Nope, outside.
The Cubs bullpen with some action. Tyson Miller appears to be getting ready, and I'm sure he's feeling some nerves. This would be his major league debut. Number 43 warming up as well. 2 down, nobody on. And that's in for a strike. Next offering, pop foul off to the right out of play. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the top half of inning number 7. Good job to fight that one off. And they'll do it again. 2 outs. Battling here as he fouls it away. 2-2 now. Got it. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout. Dodgers down in order and can't cut into that 6-3 deficit. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the 7th. So up now for Chicago, Justin Turner. New pitcher on now, Kenta Maeda.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Ball 1 there.
1-0.
That misses. Now 2-0.
Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees, and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there on the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire strike zone.
And misses inside.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if he'll walk you.
Let's see if he gives him anything to hit here. That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
He did not take the bat off his shoulder the entire at bat.
Batter number 11.
Swanson digs in. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list. That clips the corner. And you played behind guys, and they love having your speed out there defensively. One of the things that we talk about is how much pitchers enjoy having those elite defenders behind them. That's off the mark, and it's a ball and a strike.
Boog, and the one thing about that is speed never goes in a slump, and defense shouldn't either. Hitting-wise, you can struggle, you can lose your mechanics, but the thing that you can do consistently every single game is play great defense if you're talented in that way, and this is what this guy does.
Maeda moved to first. Turner back in standing. Turner aboard here at first with nobody out. Outside low. 2-2. Swing and a ball popped in the air. And that's a foul ball. That one ripped. And a base hit. And it's now 1st and 2nd to start the inning.
Gotta love the resiliency shown in that at bat, battling with 2 strikes.
Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great.
Here's Dinko Horner. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a ground out. First pitch doesn't find the zone. No outs, runners at first and second. There's one. On to Freddie. Double play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
And next for the Cubs, John Birdie, 1 for 3. Fastball for a strike.
No ball. 1 strike.
In for a strike. 0-2 now.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First 2 pitches by him for a couple of strikes. Now back is against the wall. He's going to have to figure something out and figure it out quickly.
They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. Got him swinging. And that is the inning. Cubs leave 1 as they're unable to add to their 6-3 lead. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Number 43. He's making his 2nd appearance of the season. Here's Betts. The Dodgers in striking distance, but have some work to do.
Boog, it starts with the leadoff man. Need a good at bat out of him right here.
And Mookie takes. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Lee Smith up and throwing for manager Craig Counsell. And that one in there at the knees for a strike. And it's 1-1. That's to third. Dives, and he can't hang on. No throw, and they come away without an out.
Up next is the designated hitter, Babe.
Next is the designated hitter, Babe Ruth. Ground ball right side, could be 2. Horner over to second, and they turn the double play.
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
And now big number 99, Aaron Judge. Swing, and a ball popped up. Under it is Justin Turner to make the catch, and that's the 3rd out. On to the bottom of the 8th, and now, Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. On the ground right side. Knocks it down. Now he gets it to the pitcher covering the bag. He keeps his composure, and they get the out.
This is what it's all about on that right side of the diamond when you've got the first baseman involved and the pitcher as well. First baseman does a great job, knocks the ball down, gets away from a little bit, doesn't panic. The pitcher's exactly where he's supposed to be. Nice feed and a nice play for the out.
Sammy Sosa digs in now.
He's so solid, calms the heart rate of the pitcher and the manager when the ball goes up in the air. You just automatically assume that it's an out every time it's hit in the air.
One down, base is empty. And the sweeper is off the plate.
There's one guy that I can think about, Boog, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial Gold Glover out in left field for the Kansas City Royals. But he's a guy, when you watch him play, you would imagine that that's all he ever played in his life was the outfield.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Yeah, some guys just have instincts, right? I mean, that's the way it goes. We talk about Larry Walker, the Hall of Famer, and his instinct on the bases, despite the fact that he didn't play a ton of baseball as a kid. This one popped up. Foul ground, first base side. Has room, and he makes the catch.
When you look at the ability to save runs defensively, but then also put runs up on the scoreboard, that's the kind of player that every championship team needs to have.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's Kyle Tucker. Inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. That's down and in. And that's in the dirt. Stays alive. Two down, nobody on. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And a nice inning of work there as he sets him down 1-2-3. Cubs are down quietly, but they still lead at 6-3.
Now pitching for
Lee Smith on to try and close it out. He comes in with a chance for his second save of the season. Here's Freddie Freeman now. He had a big swing for these guys way back in the first inning.
Yeah, Boog, he didn't waste any time in this one. The solo shot really got his team going, and he's looking for more right here.
Smith, multi-time All-Star. He features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a cutter, and occasionally uses a forkball. Next offering is in for a strike.
Goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at-bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there on the mound.
Hits the top of the zone at 98 for a strike. Fouls it off, still 1-2. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. And the leadoff man aboard. Singy, that's a start.
Yeah, as soon as that ball got through, I could see down in the dugout, guys pumping their fists. They know that they got a chance in this ball game.
Jackie Robinson steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. Right. Pinch hitter coming on. Masataka Yoshida. A runner at first for him, nobody out. That clips the zone, and the count 1-1. Freeman on at first, nobody out. Swings through that one above the zone.
The high fastball, particularly for young hitters, can be hard to lay off of because you see it so well at eye level, but it's really hard to catch up and get that pop hand to work on time.
Popped up. Suzuki running hard for it. Pulls it in on the run. And there's one away.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
He's 2 outs away. Now it's going to be Tommy Edman. Right through there for a strike.
There it was. 0-0. Here it is. Hit it. He gets a take. Gets ahead in the count.
That one almost got him. The 1-2. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Just 1 out remaining for the Dodgers. The batter now will be Will Smith. And they're
one thing on the minds of these fans, and that's the sweep.
So they're making a move for a bat off the bench. Dalton rushing. The runner on first with 2 gone for him. Fastball in for a strike, and it's 0-1. That one to first. Steps on the bag himself. Ball game.
These 2-game series have a different feel. There's kind of an urgency. So to come in and take both games, sweep the series, feels really good. You kind of wish that it was a 3- or 4-game series when you're this hot.
6-3 our final score. The Cubs go home a winner. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by the Game of the Week. I'm John Schumm. We'll talk to you soon.